The domestic steel market has grown by a compound annual rate of just 1.1% over a 20-year period. Compound annual growth rate has gone the other way since 2007, dropping nearly 5%. We know that finished goods imports are high, and this partly explains this trend, but underlying all of this is the weak growth in our economy. Against a population growth rate of approximately 3% per annum, this implies average steel use per capita in South Africa is either stable or shrinking, which is in stark contrast to the experience in the rest of the world where average steel use has been growing and in fact becomes quite a good proxy for economic development. World average steel use per capita has in fact climbed from 150 kilograms in 2001 to 215 kilograms in 2011, according to World Steel Association. It's actually quite interesting when we're looking at these numbers that 10, 15 years ago, South Africa's per capita consumption of steel was actually higher than China's. And today, against our 120 kilogram per capita or thereabouts, China now consumes 485 kilograms. If we look at consumption by sector, the numbers at the top of the next chart give the aggregate size of the South African steel market as a whole. Today, the domestic market consumption is 1 million tons, just 1 million tons, below the average for the 2006 to 2008 period. So effectively, we've gone backwards and are at the same level as we were in 2004 to 2005, with the fly-up in 06 to 08 explainable by the World Cup infrastructure build. The building and construction industry remains our largest customer, and when this sector experiences challenging demand conditions, that effect comes straight through to us as a direct knock-on, and this impact is quite significant. The sector's total offtake last year was 2.8 million tons compared to 4 million tons in 2007. As I said earlier, there have been some weak signals that this sector may be turning the corner. Certainly there was a little bit of uptick in cement sales, although the cement players attribute this to the lower segment of the residential building market. Mining and agriculture are also significantly off their peaks, as you would expect, particularly for mining. Interesting thing in this chart relates to manufacturing, which seems to be holding its own, but we don't know for how long this would continue if the issue with electricity tariffing is not addressed. In the absence of some form of engine that re-rates the South African market onto a higher base level, it is hard to see where this extra slack comes from to accommodate a new entrant. And as you see, we're busy shutting down capacity, which tells you that as a domestic industry, we are in a net oversupply position. So if you take South African producers as a whole, we have more capacity than the domestic market can absorb, and so we export. So talk of a new entrant is not new. It's been on the cards, and every now and again it flares up and then it goes away again. And I am not sure, sitting here today, what the plan is by people planning that. But what is curious is what is this market opportunity that has been identified that other steel producers that are currently active in this market space are not seeing.